Thank you for listening to 1252 Sports Chicago.
You are listening to 1252 Sports Entertainment. Parental discretion may be advised.
Woo! It's about that time. FatMike, Chicago Sports. Yeah. Finally here. Shot City Sports is right here. Updates on news, get it here. No rumors, cause we keep it real. FatMike. Sit back, relax, sugar beer one of them nights.
Hey, this is Carmen DeFalco from ESPN Chicago, and you're listening to the Fat Mike Sports Show.
Hey, this is Dave Richard from CBS Sports, and you're listening to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
Hi, this is Jesse Rogers for the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Merkin, the longtime White Sox beat writer for MLB.com and proud graduate of the University of Michigan. You're listening to me on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
This is Chuck Armstrong, and you are listening to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. It's the best.
Hey, what's up? This is Greg Braggs Jr. from Braggs in the Stands, and you're listening to my guys on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. Boom!
Hey everyone, Fred Huebner from ESPN 1000. Great to be on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. I'm Dan Zaborski, senior writer for Fangraphs, and you're listening to Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
I'm JJ Stankovich from NBCSportsChicago.com and the Undercenter podcast, and you're listening to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey Sparkle, you know what I listen to? It's the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show with my guy, Fat Mike. If you listen anywhere else, no jock. Listen to Fat Mike. He's the best.
Do you like sports? Do you like beer? Do you love sports and beer? Then you're exactly where you need to be. This is the Hughes, Views, and Brews Show on 1252 Sports Chicago. Cheers.
Terrible. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. I'm Fat Mike. No, it's not the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
It's both.
It's both. It's the Fred Huebner and Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. We're hanging out here down at Coach's Corner at 8118 in beautiful Orland Park.
143rd Street.
8118, 143rd Street. We're pre-gaming for the Cubs and White Sox game.
He's happy. I'm not.
I'm happy because the Cubs got a 5-1 victory last night over the White Sox. But we have a lot to get into, Fred.
What crap that was.
What
an awful game.
It was great for me, honestly.
Yeah,
I loved every second of it.
Yeah.
But come on down. Come join us. We're having cold beers. There's great food on the menu. We have the games on all around. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got some stuff to raffle. We got Cubs tickets to raffle off. We got a game of QB54 to raffle off. What else we got to raffle off? Well, we got the 50-50 split the pot raffle as well.
We'll be here all through the game. Then we're going to do a post game afterwards. We're having a lot of fun.
Right. So it's going to be a great time. But last night, Cubs win 5-1, Fred.
Yeah.
In a tough game. Johnny Cueto did look pretty solid. We were talking a little bit earlier. He was at 45 pitches through 3 innings or something like that?
Yeah, it was really good. He went into the 7th inning, which A.J. Przinsky said he probably shouldn't have, or he should have got pulled earlier once the guy got on base. And A.J. made a lot of sense. For people that don't like A.J. Przinsky is one of those guys that you hate him unless he's on your team. If he's on your team, you love the guy. And I think he does a heck of a job with Len Casper last night. Did a great job on Fox talking about it, basically calling out Tony La Russa as they let Cueto go a little bit longer than he probably should have. But the White Sox bats just low. They can't do anything.
No,
man.
they really can't.
They are so bad. They don't get free passes. They're last in baseball in walks. Last in baseball. You got guys that I know that Tim Anderson doesn't walk, but I mean Jose Abreu is a guy that usually gets on base, and they're struggling big time in 46 game, and they got Tony La Russa's 46 different starting lineups.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, 46 games, 46 different lineups. And
Jesus.
Brutal. Earlier this week, he batted Josh Harrison second. Josh Harrison shouldn't bat second in a softball league. I mean, really, it's ridiculous. So, I mean, a lot of Cub fans, a lot of Sox fans bitching and moaning, and rightfully so. Cub fans know what they have.
Right.
Sox fans, we're supposed to have better.
The Sox fans have high expectations with this team.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the second year in a row where injury has plagued the organization.
Right.
With the pitching staff, with Eloy again. Eloy, another big news out of Eloy yesterday.
Yeah.
Started
He probably stepped wrong or
was
something.
down there for the Charlotte Knights and removed himself from the game with right leg soreness.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's going on here? I mean, is he tissue thin? Is this something to worry about now? You have to, right?
See, the Cubs got the better of the deal.
I'd still take Dylan Cease. But I mean, we did not. I mean, come on, we don't even have Quintana.
I know. But he's still in the league, which is amazing.
Going to the La Russa comment that you said AJ was ripping apart Tony La Russa last night. Do you think Tony La Russa is the game has surpassed him?
For the longest time, and anybody that's listened to me for the years on the Score and on ESPN, I don't usually think you win or lose because of your manager. I don't think the Cubs won in 16 because of Joe Madden. I don't think the Sox won because of Ozzie Guillen. Now, Ozzie and Joe Madden might think differently on those two things. But I just think that his guys are not performing. And I think he's trying everything he can do right now to try and find a spark. And there's no spark on this team at all.
Right.
There's no spark. So I think that, there's a lot of question marks about him working with younger players. But anytime you talk to these players, they love him because he is, he doesn't call them out usually.
Right.
Okay. And he gives them opportunities and things like that. They gave Dallas Keuchel way too many opportunities. Thank God. Some of the best news in the last couple of days was him getting DFA'd the other day.
Yeah, big. I wish there. I mean, listen, it's about time. I think he had a comment the day before saying, I still got stuff left in the tank. You just watch.
Yeah.
Kind of saying that he still has stuff, and it just goes to show, they're like, listen, you got nothing. We're getting you the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Well, and I've said this before, and I said it kind of jokingly, but if you've ever watched MLB Central or MLB Quick Hits, Kelly Nash is hot as could be. He went out with her last year, and he married her in the offseason.
Right.
He's been crap ever since they started going out. Now, I don't know. Maybe he just has mind on other things. But
like Kelly Nash?
Yeah, exactly. But he's been brutal this year. And the game the other day, you get all excited. Boston comes to town. First pitch, boom. It's like, come on.
Right.
And
his two starts prior to that were actually two pretty good starts.
I know.
I mean, he got 2 wins out of those two prior starts.
Yeah.
And since he's just gotten bopped around. And it's in typical Dallas Keuchel fashion. If you go back and look at Dallas Keuchel, even when he won a Cy Young, he still was saucing a really high ERA, almost a 4 ERA when he won the Cy Young that year.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get real. He's a ground ball pitcher in a spot where ground balls aren't really hitting.
Yeah.
It's a small league park. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a ground ball pitcher pitching at, guaranteed rate field.
Right, exactly. It's
Yeah,
almost
big trouble.
It's almost just as bad as somebody pitching out of Coors. I mean, without the light air. So if you're real about everything, and what it boils down to is that he's not the pitcher for Comiskey.
No, he's not.
Or what guaranteed rate, whatever the hell it is nowadays.
Guaranteed rate.
Right.
He's just not the guy that can do that. And
right.
So you look at it, he's been bad. They've had so many injuries. Moncada still is struggling a little bit with injuries. He's fielding the way he should, not hitting the way at all.
Right.
Everybody in their lineup, nobody's doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
You got Luis Robert down. You got Eloy Jimenez down. Everybody's expecting some more from Yasmani Grandal. I don't know why. He sucks too.
He is honestly.
He was bad when they made the move.
Right.
When he made the move, and I saw Mike North tweet about this earlier today. It was ridiculous when they signed him and when they paid him that. Because you remember what he did. He's not a good defensive catcher.
No.
And I was going to celebrate yesterday because there was a ball thrown from the outfield, that they tagged the guy out of the plate, and actually he held onto the ball. That's probably the first or second time since he's been with the White Sox that he's actually held onto a ball thrown from the outfield or from the cutoff man. And he can't. He's not hitting.
Well, and I remember like story like you said when the Sox got him.
Yeah.
I was listening to the guys over at Barstool.
Yep.
And the Chicago Barstool.
Yeah.
And I remember calling in. I was like, they were super pumped up. They're like, we finally got a catcher. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, what exactly? Where are you planning on hitting this guy?
I know.
Because he doesn't hit for shit.
No.
All right, like he doesn't hit. And they told me, well, we'll bat him too. You're gonna bat him too
because he gets on base. Because he got a high on base.
But when he's on base, he clogs up the bases.
Oh,
all right.
How about they send him yesterday? They send him on a hit to the
That's
outfield.
what I was getting to.
Oh my God. I'm sitting there on the couch going, you got to be kidding me.
No.
And then everybody says, well, he should have slid, and nobody told him how to slide and where the ball was.
It didn't matter. It didn't matter. He was meat.
Knew. I think when he saw the sign, he just said, ain't no way I'm scoring on this. He didn't want to damage his himself. But yeah, he's hitting 168 right now.
Yeah.
I don't care what your on base is. What did he hit? 140 last year, and his on base was like I think his on base was 340 or something like that. He's not a guy that you want for this team. No. And there's a reason they went out and got Reese McGuire. Right. So many people said, why is this guy here? He does things in car. Hey, I don't care what he does when he's by himself in a car.
Yeah.
I don't care what he does. Okay. He can catch.
Hey, I've been there once or twice
We
myself.
all have.
I've been there tired, sleepy, don't want to go home, a little drunk.
Got to stay awake.
After White Castle, a little drunk.
So, but he's in the lineup again today. He's catching. Yes, Monty Grandal is a designated hitter, which means you should be hitting. And he's not been doing that. So every up and down the Sox lineup, there's guys that have been disappointing. Pollock was hot for a while, then he went 0 for 12 against Boston. Last night he went 0 for. Oh, I'm sorry, he had 1 for 4. The bottom two in the lineup, Berger and Engel, went 5 for 7 yesterday.
Well, Berger's batting 3. It looks like today.
Yeah, he did. Right. They moved him up to 3 with Vaughn number 2. We'll see what happens. See if some guys get on base. Maybe Abreu's got to step out of it. I know a lot of people didn't want Abreu to be signed. I love Abreu. How do you let a guy go that's led the league in RBIs the last couple of years?
Right.
That's right there. You got to keep this guy. They did. I'm happy about it. I think he'll break out of it. I really do. I'm not sure where he's going to end up hitting. But right now he's hitting just 238.
Right.
But when you need him, he's going to come through for you.
See, a guy that I really like on this White Sox team, everybody knows, Fred, I'm a diehard Cub fan.
Yes, you are.
All right, diehard Cub fan. But it's fun. I like watching the Sox team. And, this is because of me, honestly. I was in favor of the hire of Tony La Russa. I really was. It wasn't because I thought Reinsdorf was fixing a fuck up. What I thought it was, I honestly thought it was like he's a winning manager. He knows what he's doing. All right, the guy has 3,000 wins in the bigs. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
All right, he's got 3 World Series championships. He knows what he's doing. All right.
He had pretty good players then.
Yeah, but
in all those places.
Yes, but the one thing I loved about Tony La Russa that we haven't seen in a long time for the Chicago White Sox is that he plays the game.
Yeah.
Like chess.
Yeah, he does.
He goes for the single. He goes for the bunt and squeeze and the get a runner over.
But has the game passed him by? Because that's if you bunt nowadays, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but I mean
Carmen DeFalco on ESPN.
Why not bunt with Yosmani Grandal?
I know.
To move a runner over.
I know.
When he's batting a bucket, what, $165?
$168.
$168?
Yeah.
All right. There's pitchers that are hitting. There's pitchers in the league currently that can hit better than him.
Yeah, and there people will say, well, he walked twice or he was on base twice. I don't care.
Yeah, but he doesn't score.
Exactly.
What is his run scored on the year? Do we know this?
Yeah, I got it here.
What is his run scored on the year?
They can't be that good. I'm looking for him. He's the only guy lower than him batting average wise. He's got is Moncada. He scored 6 runs this year.
So what is the point?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not scoring. Every time he's on base, he clogs up the bases.
He has scored as many runs as Reese McGuire this year. They've each scored 6 runs. Berger has scored more, and he's been in the minor leagues for a good part of the season.
Cubs 126 money line. Confident on a W, Mike?
You got Stroman against Cease.
I am not confident on that. I wouldn't. I'm staying away from that game, Andrew. I apologize, my man. I'm staying away from that one.
It's a nice enough day that the ball should fly out of the yard.
But Dylan Cease, I think Dylan Cease bounces back to form today.
Yeah.
After he got shellacked
God.
By who was it? The
Boston
Red Sox. Yeah,
Red Sox come to town and they just kicked the crap
they
out of
beat the hell out of them.
Yeah.
But you know what, though? They went out to Boston, and they beat the hell out of
Right.
Boston for 2 games there.
Everybody made a big deal to how the Sox won the season series with Boston. If there's a tie and all that stuff, they win
Right.
the season series 4-2. But you're only as there was a song years ago by Bachman Turner Overdrive, and I'm
Okay.
not talking about Ain't Seen Nothing Yet or Taking Care of Business. They in one of their songs it said, "You're only as good as your last song. You're only as good as your last record. In baseball, you're only as good as your last series, your last outing. You got to come back and prove it." And so we'll see what Dylan Cease does because he was terrible the other day.
Andrew's asking over 7 runs. I definitely played the over on that today.
Yeah.
Hit the over on that.
Just for
Andrew,
the Cubs or for the
just
game?
for the Cubs for the game. For the game over 7.
Oh, yeah.
I'd take that all day.
Yeah, there's no doubt because this is a game where it should both. I think both teams are going to be able to hit the ball.
Right.
This could be another back-to-back Schwindel and Wisdom day.
Right.
Schwisdom. Yeah,
I like
there you
Patrick
go.
Wisdom. He's my guy. So I want to touch a little bit more on the Sox before we bounce on over the Cubs because I know we're on the south side here.
Yeah,
we're in
we
Orland
are.
Park.
Yeah, we're in Orland Park.
We're in
Coach's Corner.
Your neck of the woods. Coach's Corner, 8118, 143rd in Orland Park. Again, the coldest beer I've ever had in a place. Like it really is. Like it's so cold it hurts my teeth.
Your metal glass.
That helps.
is
That helps.
sweat.
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. And they have really great food here, guys. The tacos, the wings, the quesadillas are awesome. They got the pico de gallo and guacamole here is really good too. They got pizza. They got everything here. It's awesome.
It's a great place. Hey, you know what? If you're a little warm and there's some places people that don't want to turn their air conditioning on,
It's
come
nice
on
and
over
cold in here.
It's gorgeous.
It's
right now.
nice and cold in here. It's total fat guy cold in here.
Yeah.
It's perfect fat guy cold in here.
And there's TVs everywhere.
My wife is here. She probably wants a hoodie or something or like because she's probably going to be a little cold.
Yeah.
All right.
There's no doubt.
But
Yeah.
it's perfect fat guy cold in here. It's
Yeah.
great right now.
It's gorgeous.
But before we take a quick little break here, I do want to talk about Lance Lynn. He's starting today for the Charlotte Knights.
Yeah.
Coming back off of what was this? It was a knee, correct?
Yeah.
Knee.
I think he's two or three Charlotte appearances away from coming back up.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons they figured they were good enough to get rid of Keuchel right now.
Right. And especially with the addition with Cueto, like we were touching on earlier, Cueto has been pitching pretty damn good. But Lance Lynn, he starts today for the Charlotte Knights. And once he comes back, it's going to look Giolito, Lance Lynn, Cease, Cueto, and who?
Well, they got this kid, Davis Martin. He may come in to pitch for a little bit. Kopech. You forgot Kopech.
Kopech, yeah.
And Kopech is a guy who's gotten a lot of rest. They actually spread him out a little bit. Cease actually is getting 2 starts before Kopech gets 1, from what I understood. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, so, but they may want to start resting Dylan Cease because he's a guy that's been going out there every 5 days. And I get so concerned about people that want to rest everybody so much often now.
Right.
So now, because you know, a guy called up today. I was listening to Matt Spiegel over on Hit and Run on the Score. Okay. And a caller called up. He said last year the Houston Astros rested their guys like a total of 7 games. And when he's talking about the guys talking about their big 3, there was a doubleheader the Sox had last Sunday against the Yankees.
Yes.
And Tim Anderson didn't play the first game of a doubleheader.
Well, yeah, you know what? Yeah, why?
And the Sox had the Monday off. And it's ridiculous. And the way that Tony La Russa goes and gives people days off and resting guys and stuff like that, it's Major League Baseball. You play a 3-hour, a 4-hour game. You're in hotels. You're in gorgeous hotels. You got tons of money. Plus, you've got days off.
Right.
They've had days off. The Sox have Monday off. How can you have a Memorial Day off? It's awful scheduling.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, so they get another day off after having Friday off because of the 2-game series here with the Cubs.
Right.
So they have tons of days off. They were also off last Monday. So they've almost had more off days this week than they've had games scheduled.
Yeah, it's kind of odd,
crazy.
right? It's kind of odd, yeah.
But La Russa should see that. Why sit a guy like Tim Anderson? Now, the Sox won both games of the doubleheader, okay? So that's a little bit different. But I was not a La Russa guy because I knew him in '83 when he was here. He was a stubborn, crotchety old man at a young age. And now but he's done everything he can
now
do.
his attitude fits him because now he is a stubborn, crotchety
I
old
think
man.
he's actually a little bit different. He's come in knowing he's got to change a little bit.
Right.
Because the player is a little bit different now than they were before. You know?
Right.
And I think he's done everything he can do, but some of his decisions just are so questionable. Why don't you get a lineup and leave it? The only thing in a lineup that stays the same way is Anderson leading off. Because Abreu was hitting third before, now he's hitting fourth.
Right. So I got a question to you. For you, I posted this the other night during my show. If you look it up, all right, this is no joke. All right, if you look it up, Tim Anderson, great. He's awesome offensively. Offensively, he is a stud.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Defensively, he's a liability.
Yes, he is.
All right, like he really is. And I can, being a Cub fan, I know exactly what that's like because we had a same exact player. Not as much power, but we had Starlin Castro.
Yes, you did.
All right, and he hit the shit out of the ball.
Yep.
300, 280, doing his thing, that type of hitter. But he was a liability at shortstop.
Yeah.
He was a liability at second base. He was a liability anywhere we put him. And I made a poll the other night. Who would you rather have starting at shortstop? Tim Anderson or Starlin Castro? And it was a landslide win for Tim Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
But if you look it up, they're almost identical. Like one's got more RBIs, one's got more hits.
Right.
One's got more homers, one has a higher on base.
Yeah.
It's like they're back and forth category for category. And when you pull it up, when you pull it up on the fielding percentage, 967 and 963.
Oh, okay.
They're both terrible with the glove.
Yeah. And
Like, there's no winner. You know what I mean? There's no winner.
now he made a great play yesterday. They almost turned a double play,
Right.
which was surprising. He went deep in the hole behind Berger and through the second and almost got a double play. Nice play. He'll make the special plays.
Right.
He's kind of a little bit like Javi was. He'll make the special plays. He'll screw up the easy ones. Javi's done that in the past.
Yeah.
I know,
But
everybody, the only thing people did with Javi was they looked at Javi's special plays. He could do this, he could do that. But the errors he made were balls
Right.
to him and he'd throw away or things like that.
But-
and Anderson's the same way. They try to tell you that he's a guy that makes errors because he's getting the more balls that other guys don't get to. That doesn't matter.
Right.
He's not making the errors on those plays.
Right.
He's making the errors on your regular easy
yeah,
plays.
your regular 1, 2, 3 play, right? The one thing I will say about Javi is yes, Javi gets to everything. But what makes Javi such a great fielder is how fast his tag is.
Yeah.
That's what makes Javi.
Yeah.
How fast his tag is. How fast he goes from here to here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's lightning quick.
I know. There's
You
no
know what
other
I mean?
player in baseball history. Had you ever heard ever that people talk about, hey, this guy's an awesome tagger? No. I mean, nobody ever talked about, you know what, this guy, well, you look at it, he's good at fielding and hitting, but he's the best tagger I've ever seen. I mean, who cares? I mean, I know it's an interesting little thing, and he was amazing, absolutely amazing, when he would tag and point to the catcher at the same time. I mean, it was
Not
fun.
even looking at it. Not even looking at where the runner's at.
Right. It was fun. It was fun watching Javi. But you know what? A couple of years ago, Cub fans were saying, well, how do you get rid of Bryant and Rizzo and Javi and all these guys? You look at their numbers.
Right.
I mean, and Rizzo had a nice little start.
Yeah. He's dying down.
No, he hits well at Yankee Stadium, which
Well, 'cause
every
they're short
left-hander,
porch, right, yeah.
every left-hander should. So they had to make the move. The question is going forward with the Cubs is how many of these guys are going to even be here when this team does get good.
Right.
Someone brought up the point yesterday about Keegan Thompson. Isn't Keegan Thompson a guy that you may want? He was really good yesterday.
He's one of those pieces that I definitely want to keep.
Yeah.
All right, like, and you look at this kid named Caleb Killian down in the minors too, and this kid is, I mean, he's just unbelievable right now.
Yeah.
He's just now, his last start put him to a 2.06 ERA. I mean, and he started 9 games. He's like 2-0 or something like that.
Okay.
All right. And then you look at like Pete Crow Armstrong and what he's doing down there in Myrtle Beach. I mean, he's hitting
Everybody
like
made fun of him when the
354.
Cubs got him because of his name and all the other
I didn't
crap.
make fun of him. I knew what that kid was. He was 17 years old when the
Right.
Cubs got him.
I know.
The kid's 19 years old right now in Myrtle Beach, hitting 350 with a 450 on base and a 560 some odd slug.
That's
I
what they're
mean,
gonna
what are you
need.
doing?
Yeah.
The kid's 19 years old. 19. And another reason why I like Pete Crow Armstrong, him and I share a birthday.
Oh, do you?
Yes, we do.
Nice.
He's way younger than me. Yeah.
Oh,
way younger.
Yeah.
Than me. Guys, when we come back, we're going to be talking more Cubs, more White Sox. We're going to take a break from a couple of our sponsors. I know I got to pee and grab another beer, so we'll be right back. All right, we will be back.
Hello, this is Paul from Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. We are located at 1026 South State Street in historic downtown Lockport, Illinois. We are very excited to be partnering up with the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show as well as the 1252 brand because we are one of the few Chicagoland breweries that embrace sports and sports culture. Come in for a fresh brewed beer made right here in Lockport while catching the game of your favorite team. Stay for the live music that we have booked every weekend. Or just come for a cozy atmosphere to enjoy a good conversation with a friend, loved one, or complete stranger. Nick and Ivy makes you feel right at home no matter what the occasion is. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching for Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. Visit our website for our up-to-date tap list or to go shopping on our online store at nickivybrewing.com. That's Nikivy brewing.com. Come in today for a fresh brewed beer born and raised in Lockport, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Darren, licensed real estate broker with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group in Homer Glen. Are you looking to buy or sell? Have you been disappointed in the past? The Jonathan Darren team with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group focuses on providing you with a concierge level of service during the process of buying or selling. We are a service-oriented team with a fresh and professional approach to selling real estate. Our goal is to combine knowledge, skills, and passion to exceed our clients' expectations, and most of all, we truly care. We are a knowledgeable real estate team focused on offering expertise and innovative solutions for our clients. The Jonathan Darren team has 5 full-service real estate brokers and a dedicated full-time marketer servicing all of Chicagoland. We will customize a detailed plan around your timeline for a sale, purchase, investment, estate, or other needs. Real estate transactions can be stressful, but don't need to be. Let us handle it for you. Visit our website, homesbyjdt.com, or call 708-308-1938 today. Expect better in real estate. Choose the Jonathan Darren team.
All right, we're back. Just like that. 2 minutes and 7 seconds.
You peed and got another beer.
Peed and got another beer, just like that. That's how quick that is.
And I'm only drinking water for the show. When I'm done, I can watch the game and then have some beers and also some wings.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have some more wings today too. The wings are really good. So we just got done talking about the White Sox mainly for like the first half an hour of this bad boy. Now, the Cubs.
I only complained about Grandal for a moment or two. I could have complained about it for a lot longer. So
the Cubs here.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm really happy about is, and this is, I thought he was going to suck at the beginning of the year. I asked did. I was like, yeah, it's
Andrelton Simmons.
No, yeah, I knew he was going to suck. All right, but Patrick Wisdom.
All
right, since the call up, 148 games he's played with the Cubs. He has hit 38 homers since his call up. He's been a home run machine for this team.
Yep.
And I'm really happy that he's getting a chance to play, Fred.
Sure.
I mean, it's excellent seeing this guy do what he does and actually get the chance. And since, I will say this too, since he switched the knob of his bat, have you seen this knob?
You're all into this knob.
I am.
You love looking at the man's knob.
I love this man's knob. I love this man's knob.
It's not as big as a hockey puck, but it's bigger than most.
Right, but it's shaped odd. It's not shaped like a regular knob of a bat where it's like this.
Yeah.
All right. It's not like this. It's more like this.
Yeah.
All right. And I think that brings an aspect to, and you know this, South Side softball.
Oh yeah.
Baseball swings.
Yeah.
All right, your regular 16-inch or 12-inch softball, where you grab and wrap the bottom of that bat, and it's just more whipped through the zone for you to hit a home run.
Yeah.
His bat is staying longer through the strike zone, time-wise, for the barrel to connect with the ball, and it's shown.
Yeah.
It's shown.
And the other guy, the other half of Wisdom, is something Schwindel did yesterday, and
Frank the Tank.
AJ was breaking it down really well. He said, watch the swing. He's trying to go the other way because the Sox have the shift going on. They have 3 defenders between second and third base. He tried once, failed. Tried a second time, failed. Third time, tried again. Got an RBI because he went the other way.
Right.
Hit the ball past Abreu, and because of that, he drove in some runs. He had 2 hits, 2 RBIs yesterday. Those were the 2 RBIs, I think, at the end that made it 5-1.
Right, they were pretty detrimental, really putting the game on ice. Right,
and that was huge, absolutely huge. And it was great to see. And these are 2 guys that we just talked about in the early segment that who's going to be there when this team gets good. The odds are these 2 won't.
Yeah.
They're 29, 30 years old, okay?
Right.
Which sucks because you're going to tell me baseball guys are done at 31,
right.
32. They may not be done. They may be some little pieces. but they're going to need a lot of other young guys to come into this team. But right now, with Schwindel and Wisdom, Contreras, you've got to make sure you keep him. In my mind.
See, I'm back and forth on him, man.
Okay.
I really am. Like,
depending on what you can get for him.
No, it's honestly, it's not. 2 months ago, yes, that was my case. Why are you keeping on to Kyle Hendricks? Why are you keeping on to Willis Contreras? What's the point of having these guys if you're going to suck? Your plan is to suck, then suck. Right. Get rid of them. Do what you got to do. I know last year at the deadline, the Boston Red Sox would have been pawing at your zipper for Kyle Hendricks.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The New York Yankees would have been pawing at your zipper for Wilson Contreras.
Yeah.
You know, somebody like the White Sox would have loved to have Kyle Hendricks.
I'd still
all right,
love
you know, like that's what I'm saying. So whatever, if you can get something for those guys, Fred.
Come on, him for Grandel.
No,
I'm here for you.
No, Grandel. All right, but
we'll give you Josh Harrison too.
Deal. Sold.
Yeah.
No. I'm starting to realize, and this is what sucks, because you know me, I'm a softie at heart. You know, I'm a big softie. I've seen what Wilson Contreras has done over the last literally month,
right?
With his brother coming up, and like him crying, exchanging lineup cards, giving his brother a hug. Like, dude, it's awesome. This is great. It was a beautiful moment for baseball. And then him sitting there saying, he's like, listen, I want to be in Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm open to talk in season about negotiations to stay in Chicago. Let's do this. It's like, but then but 2 months ago, I was like, shop him, get rid of him. Now, when you see him as a human, when you see him not being jumpity bumpy back behind the plate, saucing one down to first base, I want to keep him because he kind of lets you into him a little.
It's not easy. It's not easy to find catchers.
No.
And he's a very, very good catcher. He's a good defensive catcher. I know he doesn't do it as often, but I still love his throws to first. I think he's a pretty consistent hitter. He's not hitting great average-wise. What's it, 258 right now? And
his OPS is nice, though.
6 homers, 15 RBIs. But, he gets on base. 383 on-base percentage, so he does take his walks and stuff like that.
Right.
So if you've got a guy like that, you've got to hold on to him, in my opinion. There aren't a lot of good young catchers. I thought the Twins had one a couple of weeks or a year or so ago. He went away. He disappeared. There aren't a whole lot of good young catchers. So with a guy like Wilson Contreras, I think you need him. I think he does a great job with the pitching staff also. But, yeah, he's fun to watch. Yesterday he got robbed. Adam Engel just robbed a homer from him. Engel's so good at doing that. And he did it again yesterday.
Sweet Loves Ming says, hey, Fred, hey, Fat Mike, what's going on, man? How we doing? But yeah, listen, Contreras, he's young, but he's still 30.
I know.
That's the other thing. It's like,
but for catchers, they can go. They can
go a while. They can go a while. Yeah, they can go a while.
They're not running around a lot. They're bending down.
Right.
I mean, look at some of the
knees get bad on catchers.
Look at some of the catchers. Yeah, I mean, Carlton Fisk played forever. Johnny Bench played forever. Good catchers played for a long time. Matt Wieters played a long time.
Ivan Rodriguez.
Yeah, they played for a long time, a long, long time. So when you get one that can handle the pitching staffs and things like that.
Do you see any situation or any scenario where they would move Contreras to first base?
No.
Like what San Francisco did with Posey?
Yeah, I don't. Unless they find another catcher.
They got Miguel Amaya down there in the minors.
Well, he's a name that we've heard a lot about.
Right.
So now
but he's not doing dog shit in the minors. He's terrible.
Now we got to be able to hear what he does as he gets better, how he does with the pitchers, and as he progresses towards the big leagues. So.
Right. Yeah, it's tough, man. And another Cub thing that I want to say, Nico Horner is back. This guy,
listen, he's playing well enough at shortstop that they put a Gold Glove shortstop that they got at second base.
Right.
Andrelton Simmons can't hit worth a damn.
No.
But he can play shortstop.
Well,
except for that position, except for that ball yesterday, that Engel hit that went right through his legs after it went past the pitcher's head. Maybe he didn't see it. I don't know. But
it was blocked by a head, Fred.
Yeah, but other than that, Andrelton Simmons is so good that you move him to second base because Horner's there.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And
I've
always liked him when he came up.
I like Nico Horner. I do, but he drives, and I had a lot of high hopes. For Nico Horner.
Yeah.
All right, but it's the same flipping thing that what was going on with the White Sox and Nick Madrigal. This guy cannot stay healthy.
Yeah.
All right. From the get-go, before the season even kicked off this year, you were relying on Nico Horner and Nick Madrigal to each play 140 games.
Yeah.
For you to be somewhat successful.
Yeah.
To win 75 games.
That's not happening.
And but they could, this team can shock you right now and win 75 games in this division. They can. They really can.
They could. There's a possibility. You got to look at it though. The Pirates are playing better than people thought they were going to be this year.
Right.
And you can look at the Cardinals and the Brewers. I looked at the Cubs schedule, which is ridiculous. They've got the Brewers for 4 games starting tomorrow with a doubleheader at Wrigley Field. And then the Cardinals come in for 5. Okay, these two teams are battling for the top spot.
Right.
Cubs are going to have their hands full in the next 9 games, and the Sox do too.
Right.
But it'll be easier. It would be more difficult for the Cubs to hang with these guys, I think, because Milwaukee and St. Louis are really good teams. And they're starting to hit their strides.
Oh, yeah. Especially St. Louis.
Yeah.
St. Louis hits that stride right around now, beginning of June, middle of June.
Arenado,
Goldschmidt,
oh my
Yachty.
God. Yep.
We got that Harrison Bader.
All those
hitting the
guys.
shit out of the ball, too.
Yeah, and they've always done that in St. Louis. And I know Cub fans hate the Cardinals, kind of like White Sox fans hate the Twins and everything else like that. Probably much worse than that. But the Cardinals are a really good team. It's really difficult to battle against them. If the Cubs won 75 games, is that a good thing? I mean,
No, it's not a good thing. But, it's not only the Cardinals and the Brewers. We're sitting here on the other TV here. We're watching. We got the Cincinnati Reds and the San Francisco Giants on here.
Right.
All right. Cincinnati is up 2-0. All right. And it's probably a replay. Looks like a replay, maybe.
No.
But they're playing much, much better than they were.
After their slow start.
They started off 3-22.
I know.
And since then, they're like 13-8 or something like that.
They're playing really well.
They're playing better records than both.
They took games from the Cubs last week.
By a ton of runs.
Instead of including 20-5.
Right.
I'm glad you mentioned that, a ton of runs, because I was going to bring this up because the White Sox got beat twice to the Red Sox, giving up 16 runs both games.
Right.
And I hear so many people talk about run differential. In my opinion, run differential is the most horseshit stat I've ever heard. Okay? Run differential, you lose a couple games by 16-7 and 16-3, so you lost 26-10. You're outscored by 16 runs. That doesn't make you a worse team. That means in those games you were bad, okay? And so I hate run differential. The White Sox run differential is one of the worst in baseball. They're minus 46. They're not one of the worst teams in baseball.
Right.
But the games they lose, it's like they're giving up. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
And their bullpen hasn't been doing as well as you want. You got guys like
Joe Kelly again, hurt again.
Yep. And so I had to bring that up because I cannot stand that stat. I hear it all the time from all the seam heads, all the stat guys, and I just don't think it makes a big difference.
Next time we do this, like you and me like this, we gotta have Dan Szymborski on from Fangraphs and tell us exactly what stats mean what.
Yeah.
Like, what does this stat mean? What does this stat mean? How important is this stat in baseball today? Like, those are questions that we need to ask him.
Yeah.
To break it down to the layman term.
Yeah.
To break it down to the lame brain like me.
To those guys, run differential means a lot. Now, if you have a winning record, the odds are you have a good run differential.
Right.
Because you're going to win more games than you lose.
Right.
The White Sox right now are 22-23. They played 45 games. They're a game under 500, but with a run differential minus 46. That doesn't make them an awful team. That just means that the games they lost, they give up a lot of runs.
Right.
I don't know. It's just another stat that people use. I heard it used earlier tonight. Cannot stand that as a stat. We will get him on. We'll talk to him.
Yeah, Dan's great.
He can explain to me why
he's such a fun guy. He's such a fun guy too.
Okay.
Dan Szymborski over at Fangraphs. We'll get him on. We'll get why is whip an important stat? Watch hits per innings pitched.
Yeah.
And why is it now integrated in fucking fantasy baseball?
I know.
That drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Why doesn't ERA count anymore?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I know.
Why don't wins count anymore?
Yeah. Well, in some fantasy leagues, wins count.
You know? Yeah. Now we're getting into fantasy aspect of things. Yeah. Another one I wanted to say too.
Oh, by the way, can we talk NASCAR?
No, we're not talking NASCAR.
A 600-mile race today, the Coca-Cola 600.
I thought it was the Indy 500 today. No,
is that today or tomorrow?
I don't know which one is which.
Well, They have. It used to be because somebody, Tony Stewart, I think, one time ran in the Indy 500, then got in a plane and went to the Coca-Cola 600. So he drove 1,100 miles really fast in one day. Pretty bizarre. I got into NASCAR a few years ago, but then when I realized their biggest races are against the NFL, nothing tops the NFL.
No.
Nothing tops the NFL. So, not even Fozzie football.
No, Fozzie football is pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, here's a guy that's 5-0, and I'm 0-5. So
5-0.
Yeah.
5-0.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to bring up about the Cubs too, before we cut this loose and get ready for this 110 start for the Sox, Ian Happ. All right.
He is. Everyone's got. All Cub fans have a love-hate.
I cannot stand him.
Yeah.
Cannot stand it. All right. I think his true calling is to become a Starbucks barista. Him and his coffee beans.
He makes good coffee
All
out
right.
here.
All right. But he's having a great season this year. We know, like, the OPS on base plus slugging. All right.
Yeah.
The upper echelon of those guys is about 790. And he's sitting, your top tier guys, your the best hitters in the game are sitting at, like Mike Trout, like 10.10, you know what I mean? Like 1.10. Ian Happ right now is at an 810 OPS.
Pretty good.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
All right, so he's making me eat a lot of crow this year.
He leads the team in walks with 26.
Yes.
Yeah. He's got 5 homers, 25 RBIs. He's hitting 268 with a 380 on base.
Yeah. So
he's
I
getting
mean,
on base.
He's getting on base. He's doing his job. I hope. I mean, there was a lot of high hopes for this guy years ago, and I would love to sit there and eat a big plate of shit on him. You know what I mean? Like literally.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where he was driving me nuts for those first 4 years in the league.
Sure.
It was like, this guy's supposed to be the guy.
I know.
Like, what are we doing here?
Well, see,
had that leadoff homer that in opening day. I'm like, yes, like I was super ramped up, and
Schwarber was supposed to be the guy too. It's either a couple of years in a row the Cubs drafted the best hitter available in the draft.
Right.
They drafted Schwarber, they drafted Happ. These were guys that coming out were expected to just be pure hitters. We've seen that Schwarber is a guy that can hit for power, but that's it.
Right.
He can't do anything. He can't do the other things.
He's very, very one-dimensional.
Yeah, he is. Now, Happ is trying to be different. But see, Happ also came up here playing second base. Now he's in left field. I mean, where is it eventually? Where is it going to be? Is he always going to be a guy that's playing left, playing center, playing second?
Right.
They're always going to be moving him around. I mean, that was the same way they did it with Chris Bryant here. Schwarber was the other guy I forgot with when Cub fans didn't want to see their guys leave.
Right.
Schwarber, Rizzo, Baez, and Bryant.
So now, okay, looking at it now, looking at where you see where Eloy Jimenez is at.
Yeah.
Who would you rather have, Eloy or Schwarber? Because that was the trade talk at the time.
Yeah.
Who'd you rather have?
Boy, Schwarber stays healthy a little bit more. It's really difficult to grab a guy that can't stay healthy. And Eloy, a lot of people think he can't play a position. He doesn't want to be a DH. But when he gets on a roll, he hits everybody.
Right.
So, but you can't keep this guy. He's fragile. If he's a DH, maybe he stays healthy for the whole season. You
need a ghost runner for him.
Yeah.
Just the guy to stand in the left batter's box.
Yep.
You
That's
know
what
what
it
I mean?
used to be. Yeah.
And that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Wiffle ball rules.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, wiffle ball
Yeah,
rules.
it's for young kids and stuff like that, have somebody run for them. But I'm excited for the game today because
I am.
When Stroman got signed by the Cubs, I was actually on ESPN that day. And I just said, why are Cub fans excited? This guy sucks. And all of a sudden, you looked at his numbers last year. When he did pitch, his numbers were really good.
He doesn't suck. What he is, his ceiling.
Has he reached it already?
Yes.
Yeah, he's on his way back down.
He's on his way back down. But he's still in the middle of that ceiling.
Yeah.
All right. But he's a 500 guy. That's what he is.
It's a lot of 500
He's
pitches.
Ted Lilly. He's Felix Hernandez. He's Mark Burley. He's that type of guy. At the end of the year, you're going to look at it. He's not going to have those dominant games like those guys had.
Right.
But he's going to be 11-13, 12-11, whatever he is. He's going to be roughly floating in that realm. So now, coming up here, these schedules are getting really tough.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
On both sides of town.
Yeah.
The Cubs here, like you mentioned earlier, they got the White Sox again today. They got 4 games in 4 days, or 4 games in 3 days.
Yeah.
4 games in 3 days against the Brewers. That's going to be tough. After that, they got 5 games.
5 and 4.
5 games and 4 games with the Cardinals,
Yep.
which is tough. So it's going to get really tough.
It'll be very tough.
Then they get
and
lucky.
The pitching staff too.
Then they get lucky with the Orioles.
Except the Orioles are playing better.
And then they got a 3-game series against the Yankees and a 4-game set against the Padres. It's looking real tough. And then the Braves after that.
That's
not looking good.
That's a brutal run.
Not looking good.
Brutal
And it's
stretch,
looking
man.
even brutal for the White Sox as well. The White Sox schedule is a very tough schedule.
Well, they go to Toronto, okay?
They got the
get
Cubs
a day
day.
off Monday.
Yep.
And they go to Toronto. But the thing with Toronto, a couple of these players are not vaccinated, and you can't get into Canada without being vaccinated.
Right.
Okay. So a couple of players that Rick Hahn mentioned, a couple of players will be on the restricted list because they're not vaccinated. Now, he didn't say who they were, but we'll find out tomorrow or Tuesday who they are. Yeah, maybe even later today. Maybe they've even talked about it. But, they play Toronto, and then they go to a place where the Sox they don't win against Tampa. I don't know what it is.
Tropicana.
Yeah, not many.
Is that what it's called anymore? I don't know what it's called anymore.
Not many people win against Tampa. Tampa's a really
They're a very good team. Tampa, and you know what? The Blue Jays are no slouch.
No.
They hit. And if you're pitching struggling right now, like it has been, right? That the White Sox pitching is struggling a little bit right now. Hopefully they can bounce back today with Cease.
You know what? One of the reasons that Toronto hits is because of George Springer. When George Springer's healthy at the top of the order.
Well, and Vlad and Bichette and those Chapman and those guys help.
Yeah, Chapman's still figuring it out this year.
Had a nice double yesterday.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Toronto. It's not going to be easy for the White Sox going forward. It's tough for both teams.
Yeah, they got
the next
Toronto.
couple of weeks.
Toronto, the Rays. After that, they go against the Dodgers. Not easy.
Oh, they suck. That Dodger team. They're all.
They got.
Jeez.
They got 2 with the Rangers who are playing better, just like the Baltimore Orioles.
Marcus Semien, big high-priced guy, hit his first homer yesterday.
Yeah, hey, and then they got the Tigers and Astros. So I mean, again, it's going to take time. Now, I thought at the beginning of the year the White Sox should run away with this division.
There's no running away.
I really thought that would be the case. I really did. That's not the case, Fred. It's not the case.
They're 5 back of Minnesota right now. They're going to have to start winning the games in the division. I think they've lost twice as many as they've won against the division this year. Last time I looked, they were 6-12 or something like that. And you got to be better than that. You got to beat your division opponents. And they struggle against Kansas City. They struggle with Detroit, the Twins. They struggle with them. Just think about it. After that hot streak that Byron Buxton was on, he's not been hitting very well of late. But you still have him in the lineup. You still have him patrolling center field. That's a pretty decent team. They can use some help pitching. Detroit's not there, so the Sox are still going to be in a battle with Minnesota all year long for that top spot.
And it's going to, 5 games is a lot of games. It may not be a lot to. It may
Especially
not.
when you're not playing against them.
Exactly.
Right.
5 games is a lot of games.
You got Jorge Soler with a home run.
Yeah, I miss Jorge Soler.
Well, you know what? He sucked because he had to learn that he actually had to work because he got bad mouthed, and rightfully so, because he wouldn't run balls out. He wouldn't hustle. He'd hit a ball and he'd jog to first base when the ball's in the gap, and he didn't care. And someone got into his head and said, "Listen, you're a hell of a player. You can make a lot of money. You just got to care a little bit."
Right.
And he started to care, and he had a tremendous year in
monster
Atlanta.
Seasons with the Royals as well.
The Royals. He had a great time with Atlanta down there as they win the World Series. So now he's in Florida, and Florida does not have a bad. I mean, the Miami Marlins do not have a bad team.
No, they got a lot of young talent.
They do.
They got a lot of.
Alcantara is fun to watch.
He's awesome. Jazz Chisholm is awesome. Yeah. Jazz Chisholm, that kid down there reminds me so much of Jose Reyes when he was coming up.
Yeah,
he really does. He got hits. He's got a little bit of bop. Yep. Steals a lot of bags.
Yeah.
Hits for average.
They're a fun team.
Good glove.
Yeah.
It's damn.
They're a fun team to watch. And then they're so fun that Derek Jeter wanted nothing else to do with them.
Yeah, peace. I'm out.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess you can do that when you got that kind of
right.
money.
All right, guys, and we're gonna wrap this up here. Again, we are down here at 8118 143rd Street out in Orland Park.
Before we wrap it up, we're gonna give the lineups.
Oh yeah, go ahead and give the lineups. Go ahead. You got it.
Give the Cubs, or do you have?
You got it. You give the lineups. You're the pro.
Cubs lineup is Morel, who's fun to watch.
Yes,
he's a riot. He's always got a big smile on his face. And after you hear the story about him running through a glass window and almost taking an eye out, it's nice to see him in the pros. Contreras, your DH hitting second. Happ is hitting third in left, and Schwindel at first. Wisdom at third, hitting fifth. You got Ortega in right. Nico Horner is at shortstop. P.J. Higgins behind the plate, Andrew Lynn Simmons over at second base, Marcus Stroman with a 2-4 record, 4.71 ERA going for the Cubs. For the White Sox, Anderson is at short. He's always at short. That's what you do when he's not there. You figure they're not going to win a game. But every time I bet him to get more than one hit, 0 for. Yesterday, I bet him to get 2 hits. when Tim Anderson yesterday, 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Brutal. But anyway, he's leading off. You have Andrew Vaughn in left field hitting second. Jake Berger, who had a couple of hits. He had 3 hits yesterday. He is playing third, hitting third. Abreu is at first. Grandal's your DH. He'll walk a few times. Sheets is in right, who took 2 first pitch strikes right down the middle of the plate in his last 2 at-bats yesterday. Drove me freaking crazy. Adam Engel, who had a couple of monster hits, including that line drive back in the pitcher. He's in center field. Reese McGuire's behind the plate. He usually doesn't catch Cease. Usually it's Grandal, so McGuire's catching Cease today. And then Josh Harrison at second base. I guess they didn't want to see Lurie Garcia again.
Yeah.
So Josh Harrison's out there. Dylan Cease on the mound. He's 4-2, 4.24 ERA, and he's a guy that he's going to work his ass off to come back because he had a brutal showing against Boston earlier in the week.
It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good pitching matchup.
Yeah.
Both lineups are pretty heavy. Let's see what we can do here.
Yeah.
Go Cubs.
Go White Sox. Should be a good game. Come on out. Coach's Corner. We'll be here the whole game, and we'll jump back on with a post game. Hopefully, one of us will be smiling for post game.
Yeah.
Actually, if Mike keeps drinking, we'll both be smiling no matter what.
I'll be happy no matter what, guys.
Yeah,
so.
great beer out here. The food's tremendous. I'm looking at the board. Top 10 menu items. Let's run them down quickly.
Go ahead.
Top 10 menu items.
You take odds, I take evens.
Okay. Tacos.
Jumbo wings.
Homemade soup.
Cheese quesadillas.
Pretzel sticks.
A half-pound burger.
Bar chips.
Pico de gallo and chips.
And guacamole. Salads. Buffalo chicken and chopped. Oh, I like salads.
And pizza. Homemade, hot, or mild sausage, guys. They got it down here. They got the jardinera down here, too. I know that for a fact.
So we know it's Memorial Day weekend. Come on out if you're watching the Sox and Cubs. Come on over. Have a few beers. Have something to eat. Come and say hi. We'll be here watching the game the whole game long. And cannot wait to jump back on for the post game.
We'll see you guys here soon. And, come on down. Come have a beer. We'll see you soon.
Hi, this is Kathy O'Connell at Coach's Corner, located at 8118 West 143rd Street in Orland Park. Our phone number is 708-364-1026. We are Orland Park's #1 sports bar. Come in for our wonderful beer menu and seltzers with a fully stocked bar. Watch a game, drink a beer, and try something off our amazing menu. We have everything to choose from: nachos, potato skins, and our house-made bar chips to start off with. Then try our tacos, burgers, and one of our delicious sandwiches. And don't leave without trying our famous jumbo wings. They do not disappoint. Coach's Corner. It will sure to become your local bar. Again, we are located at 8118 West 143rd Street in Orland Park. Come see us today.